Have you ever wondered why, despite eating well, exercising, and doing everything else correctly, your legs appear weaker? Why does it feel like the steps are becoming steeper? Why does it suddenly take longer to get out of a chair than it used to? Is there anything else that is gently hurting? Or is it just aging? This is where you might be surprised. It's not always what you're not doing. You already do it without realizing how dangerous it is. Most seniors commit a silent mistake every day, believing they are making the right choice because they have been told their entire lives that fruits are natural, healthy, and beneficial. Indeed, the majority are. Here's the fact, though, that nobody discusses. Elderly people shouldn't eat every fruit. In fact, a number of fruits, the ones we consume without thinking every week, can gradually weaken legs, exacerbate joint inflammation, cause knee pain, and make walking more difficult. Fruits that are marketed as healthy can actually be detrimental to your mobility, balance, and leg strength. You know, as we age, our bodies alter, our circulation weakens, our metabolism slows, and once healthy foods, especially fruits, can now begin to gradually harm us. Although they seem innocent and have a pleasant taste, they include acids, carbohydrates, and other compounds that weaken your legs, agitate joints, and reduce blood sugar. Even worse, the damage is gradual, subtle, and undetectable until, after just a short walk, you experience a painful tightness in your knees, a persistent ache in your thighs, or an abrupt pain in your calves. Today I'll outline the top 7 fruits that individuals over 60 should avoid, particularly if you want to protect your legs from long-term damage, pain, and degradation. Despite their seeming harmlessness, none of these fruits are safe. You will never again view your fruit dish the same way after you have learned the truth. Therefore, follow me through to the conclusion if you value your strength and want to maintain stable, strong, and pain-free legs. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call. But wait a moment before we begin. We provide information here that no one else discusses, so if you're worried about your health, click the subscribe button and enable notifications. Tell me if you're with me, please. Enter 1 in the comment field if this video resonates with you while you watch it. Type 0 if you don't understand the significance of your voice. Let's begin with the first fruit on our list. While it is commendable for reducing inflammation, older adults may have the opposite impact. Let's discuss pineapple. Because of a substance called bromelain, the tropical, juicy, and delectable pineapple has long been praised as a natural anti-inflammatory. Here's the twist, though. Despite the popular idea that pineapple reduces inflammation, it may be the silent culprit for seniors. Pineapple contains strong acids and natural sugars, you know. Moreover, those sugars aren't as beneficial as they may seem, particularly if you're over 60. Let me explain. As we age, our blood vessels become increasingly sensitive and fragile. They no longer respond to sugar spikes in the same way. Despite its many health advantages, pineapple naturally raises blood sugar levels. How does this affect you personally? Blood sugar levels rise rapidly as a result of it. That spike may cause damage to the tiny blood vessels that supply your muscles, feet, and legs. As your circulation deteriorates over time, less oxygen reaches your legs. What results from that? Are you aware? Discomfort, fatigue, and swelling. After a short walk, you experience that dull, dragging ache in your legs. Your knees get stiff as you stand. You begin to feel pain in your ankles, even after sitting all day. There's more. Pineapple has an acidic flavor in addition to being sweet. That acid may make your joints worse, especially if you already have inflammation or arthritis. It's like adding fuel to the fire that's already burning in your ankles, hips, and knees. Some people also report that their legs feel heavy after eating pineapple, as if their power is gradually diminishing. I know you know this too. Certain drugs, particularly blood thinners, may interact with the well-known enzyme bromelain, making them either useless or too potent. However, this is the most hazardous aspect. Pineapple has no obvious disadvantages. There are no overt symptoms or severe pains. Rather, it infiltrates gradually until you realize that your mobility has diminished. The most disheartening feature? Most elderly people are not aware that the fruit they eat for health reasons may be the source of their yearly leg weakness. What can you accomplish? You should limit your consumption of pineapple, even though you shouldn't totally avoid it, especially if you've been experiencing persistent leg pain or inexplicable swelling. The damage is slight but real. If pineapple, which has anti-inflammatory properties, can be this harmful to us aged legs, what about the next fruit? It may be deceptive despite being soft, delicious, and well known for increasing muscle strength and potassium. Let's discuss bananas. Bananas are considered a fantastic snack since they are soft, sweet, and high in potassium. They are meant to support your muscles, provide you with energy, and prevent cramping. For elderly, however, things are different. Fast-digesting carbohydrates and naturally occurring sugar are abundant in bananas. This means that immediately after eating, your blood sugar levels rise and your body begins to reject insulin. When this happens frequently, your legs hurt because inflammation increases and circulation is compromised. Possible symptoms include stiff calves, dull soreness when walking or climbing stairs, and leg heaviness after meals. But that's not all. Bananas also encourage fluid retention, especially in those who have heart issues. This leads to swollen ankles, swollen feet, and stiff joints. Its effect is silent. You eat bananas because you believe they are beneficial to your muscles. Instead, they can be gradually weakening you. The worst thing? Banana consumption may eventually result in more pain and mobility issues. This effect won't be felt immediately, though. Consider the fruits on your plate if you frequently have swelling, uncomfortable, or heavy legs. Bananas may not be as kind as they appear, but what if something even smaller had the same ability? Bananas are known to support muscles. Our next fruit looks innocent, cute, and small. But your joints can be inflamed. Let's discuss grapes. As a snack, grapes appear innocuous, little, juicy, and easy to consume. They are also highly valued, heart-healthy, and rich in antioxidants. However, most people are not aware that consuming grapes might induce moderate inflammation, stiffness, and leg pain in older adults. Why? Because grapes contain fructose, a sugar that is directly absorbed by the liver and converted to fat and uric acid, which can be harmful in excess. When your liver cannot properly absorb it, the real damage begins. The accumulation of uric acid in the joints, particularly in the knees, ankles, and toes, causes intermittent pain, swelling, and burning. It's so painful that even light walking is difficult. Have you ever had sharp discomfort in your big toe at night? Your calves are surprisingly rigid. Even something as simple as eating a handful of grapes might cause your uric acid levels to rise. Additionally, fructose is a contributing factor to the chronic inflammation in your body. Slower movement, increased pressure, and rigidity are the outcomes of this. Also, it's quite simple to use too much grapes. They are small enough to be nibbled continuously. Before you realize it, 2 or 3 glasses are gone, and the sugar quickly accumulates. As a result, while grapes might seem like a healthy snack as you become older, they may actually weaken your leg over time, reduce its flexibility, and make it less comfortable. Now you know what might be hiding behind that sweetness. If you have been eating a lot of grapes and you are becoming increasingly bloated and stiff, consider this link. But there are other delicious fruits that could be harmful. Another is well known for being rich, vibrant, and moisturizing. Don't be fooled though. On the inside, it functions like sugar, but it tastes like water. Let's discuss watermelon. Watermelon is a symbol of summer and hydration since it is light and refreshing. Could this watery fruit be quietly hurting your legs? Isn't that strange? Watermelon is widely regarded as an excellent source of hydration. It feels safe, has few calories, and is mostly water. Here's the trick though. Watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index. This suggests that it rapidly raises blood sugar levels, just like sweets do. Additionally, such frequent surges in blood sugar cause major harm to seniors, particularly to their legs. Let me clarify. When your blood sugar levels spike quickly, your body releases insulin. However, insulin regulation deteriorates with aging. The result is inflammation, especially in areas with inadequate circulation. Where does this appear? The calves, ankles, and knees. Chronic ankle swelling, mild discomfort on short walks, and leg fatigue immediately after eating are all conceivable. Climbing stairs starts to feel like climbing a mountain. On the inside, watermelon wears down your legs like a lovely trap, despite its delicate texture. Because it's juicy and cool, most people eat a lot of it. Inflammation, stress, and sugar levels rise as one slice becomes 2, then 3. It is deceptive. You think you're drinking water, but your circulation deteriorates, your legs hurt, and your blood sugar spikes. Does watermelon really help older people stay hydrated? Or does every bite make moving a little more uncomfortable? It may be time to reconsider if you regularly consume watermelon and you've noticed an increase in leg fatigue recently. Now, let's move on to a fruit that is associated with vitamin C and health. Juices, immunity-boosting drinks, and breakfast all included. However, elderly individuals may get an acidic joint attack. Let's discuss oranges. Bright and fragrant, oranges are frequently found in drinks, breakfast platters, and dietary supplements. It is believed that vitamin C will help them become more immune. However, oranges may hide a harsh reality for elders, particularly those over 60. The acid that gives you that citrus glow is bad for your joints. Oranges are full with citrus. Despite its seemingly normal appearance, it may cause silent joint irritation, particularly if you already have arthritis, stiffness, or inflammation in your body. Chronic hip pain, leg pain from prolonged sitting, edema that becomes worse, restricted mobility, and progressive knee stiffness in the morning are all possible symptoms. You may assume it's simply growing older. However, your healthy morning orange juice habit may make the very soreness you're trying to prevent worse. This is what happens. Oranges include citric acid, which has effects outside of your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can make your joints' delicate tissues worse. When combined with the natural sugar in the fruit, it also causes blood sugar levels to rise. The result? Enlargement throughout the body. Every step seems heavier and more painful due to inflammation in your calves, ankles, and knees. As you can see, oranges have a mild effect on senior persons with aging joints and decreased circulation, but they may not be hazardous to younger people. The worst part is that you consume oranges thinking you're doing something healthy because they've long been associated with health benefits. You now understand, though, that they could not be advancing your well-being. What follows? This fruit has less sugar and is crisp, clean, and green. It is seen to be the safe option. However, it hides something that could result in cramps at night, tight knees, and hip pain. Let's now discuss green apples. The appearance of green apples is clean, crisp, and natural. Most people, particularly seniors, believe they are the healthier option since they taste less sweet. They seem like a nutritious, low-sugar snack. However, most individuals are not aware that green apples can subtly cause fatigue, stiffness, and leg pain. The two dangers are concealed natural sugar and malic acid. First, let's discuss malic acid. This acid gives green apples their sour flavor. Younger people benefit much from it, but elderly people's digestion may suffer. Our gut lining becomes more sensitive as we age, and malic acid can irritate tissues, including joints, when it enters the body. Some elderly people have severe hip or thigh pain after eating apples. Others feel a little heat in their feet or stiffness in their knees. Pain begins gradually, but increases in frequency as the acid accumulates. Next is the sugar. Green apples have natural sugars, even though they don't taste as sweet as red apples. That sugar causes blood sugar swings in older persons with weakened metabolisms. Exhausted calves may experience leg cramps during night, morning stiffness, or weakness when ascending stairs. Green apples are often consumed raw, as a snack, or even just before bed, which has a constant effect on the body. This is the most challenging aspect. Despite their supposedly pure and healthy appearance, green apples may be softly making walking more difficult, stiffening joints, and making evenings more restless for aging bodies. How about a tropical fruit that is rich and really sweet? What about the most common fruit? If something as basic as an apple can accomplish this, let's discuss the true sugar bomb, the mango. Mango, luscious, soft, almost like candy. Almost everyone likes this fruit, especially during the summer. Here's the truth though. Mangoes might be the most harmful fruit for older adults with joint weakness and leg pain. Why? Because it contains a large amount of natural sugar. It's a massive sugar rush that causes your blood sugar levels to rise sharply and quickly. Your body can normally handle that rise if you're under 30 and active. However, beyond 60, your metabolism alters. That sugar rise causes insulin to spike and then plummet. Every time this occurs, your body produces inflammation deep within your joints, particularly in the soft tissues surrounding your ankles, hips, and knees. If you have nerve issues, you may experience burning in your toes, persistent tingling, nighttime swelling around your feet, or creeping heaviness in your legs. Mango tastes light, feels fresh, and doesn't look like a large meal. Therefore, it's easy to consume more of it, which makes matters worse. That's the trick. The sensation of lightness is meaningless to your body. The sugar sets off its reaction, which over time may cause slow walking, joint pain, and unsteady legs. Many seniors believe that mangoes are a natural treat. Even though it's natural, it doesn't necessarily help with circulation issues or aging joints. Now you get a complete view. There are disadvantages for people over 60, despite the fact that 7 fruits are commended for their health advantages. The excellent news has arrived. For some fruits, the opposite is true. They promote healthy, strong legs, reduce joint pain, and fight inflammation. In their place, let's discuss those therapeutic possibilities and what elders should eat. Now that you know which fruits to avoid, let's discuss what you can eat, because eating the right fruits does more than just satisfy your hunger. It is them who repair your body. Let's talk about berries first. Among them are blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. These little fruits are powerfully anti-inflammatory. They are gentle on blood sugar levels, high in antioxidants, and low in sugar. Above all, they improve circulation, particularly in the legs. They provide more mobility, reduce edema, and fight stiffness. Next, but sparingly, cherries. Cherries can reduce the risk of gout flare-ups and joint pain by reducing uric acid. They lessen joint pain and burning feelings in the knees and toes. Just a few cherries can provide a great deal of relief. Avocado comes next. It is a fruit to be sure, and one of the best for keeping joints healthy. Why? Because it has a lot of good fats that reduce inflammation inside your body and cushion your joints. Additionally, it helps regulate insulin, which leads to steady energy without fluctuations in blood sugar levels. Are you looking for something to eat that is easy? Try papaya. This soft tropical fruit has enzymes that aid in inflammation reduction and digestion. It is gentle on old joints and easy on the stomach. Don't forget about pears. Consume them with a tiny amount of fiber or protein. Without being too sweet, they offer a hint of sweetness. They provide you with energy without overtaxing your legs. Each of these fruits benefits your body rather than hurting it. They don't cause discomfort or swelling. They provide your body with the energy, balance, and serenity it needs. Remember, it's not only about eating fruit. The key is to pick the appropriate ones for your age, fruits that are healthy for you right now. And you'll see the difference after you make those conscious choices. Firmer steps, smoother motions, and clearer mornings. Let's conclude with a message specifically for you and some parting advice. I can tell you're worried about your future, strength, and well-being if you've read this far. And I want you to hear this clearly. There is still time for you to change. You still have time to recover. You're not alone either. It's challenging to get older. Sometimes you may feel as though your body is disappearing as pain, stiffness, and a fear of falling gradually increase. Here's the reality though. You may take control by making tiny, realistic changes rather than going overboard. One fruit at a time, one meal, one option. The fruits we discussed today may not be the healthiest for you at the moment, but they aren't always unhealthy. Furthermore, getting older does not mean that you have to give up. Thus, it's acceptable. Gaining intelligence is the aim. Starting to eat mindfully and selecting foods that support circulation, strength, and joints will result in lighter steps, more fluid mornings, greater flexibility, and reduced discomfort. We desire that, not constraints or dread. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Tell us what you learned today and what changes you're willing to make in the comments section. Since sharing improves us all, let's help one another. Please click like if this video was helpful or even slightly enlightening. Subscribe to ensure you don't miss any information that could help you get healthier. Activate your alerts before you depart. Please input 1 if this video was helpful. Otherwise, type 0. You have no idea how significant your statement is. Stay strong and vigilant. Keep in mind that God is carrying your independence.